In today's session, we're discussing niche and leads. And yes, I know that we were supposed to do something on offers, but I got a lot of feedback saying, hey, you can't make offers. You cannot get out there and say you're making an offer if you don't know who you are giving it to, i.e. a niche, and or if you don't have people who are lining up to want to take your offer. That is why today, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go through the niche, first of all, and then how to get leads, how you can actually quadruple what you're doing right now in your business right now, okay? How you can do that and how you can end the year off with power, all right? So that's what we're going to be doing. It is called Value Hack Wednesday. In today's session, we're doing a niche mastery as well as leads for long-term impact. You guys know, those of you who have been around who know me, you know that I am always about long-term. If you get into any kind of business, any kind of relationship, anything that you do, if it is not long-term, then the way you're going to work is going to be like that, okay? This is about a marriage, not a one-night stand, if you know what I mean, okay? So if you are building a world-class consultant business, if you're building a speaking business, if you're building a coaching business, build it like you're building long-term. That means the way you do things is different. The way that you show up is different. The way that you treat your clients is different. Okay, every client is $1 million client. I'll give you a great example. Yesterday, I celebrated a fantastic client of mine. He's called Joram. I've known Joram for over 10 years. Okay, the only thing I don't like about Joram is that he's a Man U fan. Okay, that's all. Other than that, he's an amazing human being. Yes, he's an amazing human being. And over the 10 years, he has moved, he has been headhunted as CEO for 4 companies, all right? 4 companies. Why? Because he's that good. They call him to go and make a difference. And every company has gone to, he has created some amazing, long-lasting results. And every time he needs to change the culture, to get his leadership people going, to teach them how to public speak, he calls me. Why does he call me? Because the very first time, 10 years ago, that I did a session for him, free of charge, I performed better than he expected. And because of that, bingo. Anyway, the reason that we need to talk about your niche is because without a niche, without niche mastery, yes, I know most of you in here already have your niche, but if you are not making enough money right now, most of the time is because your niche is not dialed in as well as it should, okay? And yes, you might have some beginner's luck. You might be doing some stuff that is bringing you some results much quicker, much faster. But guess what? Those results, if they're not based on a niche for long-term success, and it's not just beginner's luck, then you will run out of clients much quicker, much faster. Hence why we're discussing this, so that you can be able to not just create amazing, amazing results, but most importantly, do it long-term, okay? So why do I take time to focus on the niche? Number one, because your niche is the most important part. You cannot build a great result, a great business for 100K to 115, whatever, without sorting out the niche. Why? The business, any business works. This is a formula, okay? Number one, you got to have what we call an SH niche. It is a symptom hunted niche, a niche that is in the blue ocean. I'm going to explain that shortly, okay? And that is a who and what you provide for them. That times your offer, i.e. your price, and how you deliver that product faster than anybody else will give you the result, what you want. Okay, now you can't get what you want if you don't have these 3 in place. That is why I will hamp on about offer, about your niche, about your MVO, whatever it is. Why? Because I want you to be able to have every ingredient that you need to perform. There's a guy called T. Harv Eker. T. Harv Eker is one of the best teachers I know. Okay, why? Because he's an experiential trainer. He's also very much, he's a straight guy, in your face. I have learned from him so much, and I believe that the reason that I resonate with him is because I'm also that kind of person. Okay, T. Harv Eker says you got to get the combination right, and that combination is what? Get the niche right, get the offer right, get a great price, and you're going to make a lot of money much quicker, much faster, much easier. Now, I need to show you guys something at the back here. Do you guys see that word right there? Audacity. That is what drives me. That is what keeps me going. And I hope that I can inspire you to get some audacity today to go out and make something happen. Now, what niches work at the moment? Okay, these are fundamental niches. These are niches that work regardless. It doesn't matter where you are. They will always, always work. Number one, making money, wealth creation. People who are teaching anything to do with making money, they are in the right niche. Okay, now that includes so many things. They could be teaching you crypto, they could be teaching you investment, whatever it is still the niche for making money. Okay, that one is a good niche to be in. Number two, health and wellness. That is a multi-billion-dollar business. Why? Health, everybody's looking, not everybody, but most people are quite waking up to the fact that without your health, you can't build an amazing lifestyle. And then, of course, relationships, okay? Relationships is a big one, okay? Dating, finding a partner, bouncing back from a heartache, whatever. That is also a big time multi-million-dollar one. And then, of course, real estate. Why? There's more people getting into the world and there's not enough houses being built at the same time. And then, of course, I add this one, the education one, because it is taking over a lot of things. Now, education has got to be looked at in a broader sense. Everybody needs to be educated, especially people who are realizing that you don't need 7 years in school for you to learn something, okay? And this is where you and I, by the way, we fall in two categories. If you're a coach, speaker, trainer, you're going to either fall in making money, health, relationships, and or education. Now, these ones are known to actually, if you find your right niche by niching a little bit deeper into here, you're going to be able to not just build a sustainable long-term business, but make your difference at the same time. Now, why do most people struggle? Number one, they're niche jumping. How many times do you find somebody who, one time you see they're talking about this, and then they're talking about leadership, and then they're talking about nutrition, and then before you know it, they're teenagers, and then before you know it, they're in addiction. And guess what? I have some clients like that. They come and pay me. They get into the course. I emphasize you do not jump a niche until you have spoken to 40 people, okay? 40 conversations on the call. You talk to them about what you do. You tell them how you do it. You give them a price. If 40 people, all of them say, nah, it's not going to work, then you can change a niche. But before that, where you go? Okay, you haven't given it enough time. The challenge is usually people talk to their relatives, they talk to their friends, they talk to their parents who have no clue. Talk to the market. That's where it's at. Okay, number two, message to market fit. Your message must fit the market. If you don't have a great message that fits the market, if you're trying to speak to leaders, but you're speaking a ghetto language, or if you're trying to speak to mothers, but you're speaking like a person speaking to plumbers, of course, it's not going to happen. So your message to market fit must really work for you to get your niche going big time. Not enough data. You're not talking to the market. You haven't spoken to enough people. You haven't gathered enough information to find out what the real pain points are, and then all of a sudden you're niche jumping, or your message is not pinpointed clear because you don't have enough data for the message. And then, of course, you haven't spoken to minimum 40 people. I repeat that. And of course, your minimum viable offer. What do I mean? Everything that you do right now, please always remember, people are looking for speed and results. Always speed and results. Now, you have got to ask yourself a question while you're picking your niche. What can I do for my niche with this problem that they have in the shortest, quickest time to still give them a personal transformation? So there again, what can I do for my niche who have this problem to deliver personal transformation in the quickest time possible? If you can continuously do that, I am just going through refining my course again. I've chopped up over 8 hours, okay, off completely. Why? Because I realize people don't have that time to go through all the stuff. Yes, they can when they get some time off, but they want a result quickly. So I'm turning everything into action, 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 because I've realized that minimum viable offer is important. I want to give you exactly what you need for you to start building your consultancy straight away, okay? So no more of the theory stuff. Now, this is how we're going to win, okay? Most of you have heard about the blue and red ocean right there as demonstrated, okay? Most coaches are in the red ocean. They're talking about the same thing. They are doing the same thing. They're putting out the same messages. They are copying and pasting, you name it, okay? They're all in the red ocean looking for the same clients, and that is where the problem comes. Red ocean means that you have to compete on price, and that is not sustainable. And that is why, and we could go deeper into this price thing, but I am always telling all my coaches clients, number one, raise your prices, okay, so that you can get out of the red ocean. Okay, number two, if what I just said to you, minimum viable offer, you deliver a better result, a better experience, much quicker, much faster, then people will pay you for the value. But you think about it, if you're trying to compete with somebody on price, okay, and your products are $1,000 each, okay, let us say, and then they say, okay, I'm going to undercut you, and they come in at $900. And then you say, I'm going to go at 800. Okay. And then they say, you're kidding me. They go to 700. Ultimately, you're going to all go to 500. And who's losing? You're losing. But you also can't be the best if you're the cheapest. Hello. You think about it. The best cannot be the cheapest. And it is a perception thing. You know, there are certain people, if you're looking for the best surgeon on the planet to work on your knee, are you going to go searching for the cheapest guy? Or the one who is, you know, giving you a deal on, oh, you know, buy one knee, get one free? I hope not. I hope not. Anyway, this is how you're going to win. Number one, you're going to focus on the blue ocean. What do I mean? Let me just explain to you. Everyone out there, and this is, if you get this, we're going to kill it together. This is how I did it. Okay, for a long time, I was, you know, a generalist. Okay, what Zig Ziglar calls a wandering generality. Okay, rather than a meaningful specific. I was doing everything. I'm a leadership coach. I'm a sales coach. I'm whatever. I was everything to everybody, and I was a broke coach because I didn't specialize and position myself as an expert because I didn't understand this. Why? I was always talking about what everybody was talking about. NLP is what you need. I use hypnotherapy. You need to look at your inner child. Maybe you have abundancy blocks. Maybe, you know, oh, by the way, I'm cheaper. Do you want to live your best life? That is all. Okay. You need to go to be specific and say, okay, people have problems in this world, and those problems are usually coming out as symptoms. Okay. When a person is looking to lose weight, they don't care who taught you, where you went to school, what university, what process you're going to. No, they're just looking for what? I just want to lose weight. So if you are caught up in the red ocean of trying to show I am the cheapest and I'm going to use this style and this is where I went, you're missing the point. The point is only I just want to lose weight. And those people are usually called the unaware niche. Okay, let me just go a little bit deeper and explain. Okay, everybody, you see that red arrow there? Everybody is looking for the aware client, somebody who already knows what they're looking for. Okay, they're in the market, they know what they're looking for. I want a leadership course. Okay, I want to start my consultancy, and what is missing is building the team. Whatever it is, they already know, and that is red ocean because everybody's going for those people. But I want you to look at below there where I have my green arrow right there. Your ideal client is the client who's not aware that they have the problem and or need you. Let me explain. Somebody comes in, and I know this because they used to come. My ideal client is a client who comes in and says, you know what, I've got a problem with team building. I say, really? I say, fantastic. Okay, let us go and do team build. But whilst we're at the team build, I then begin to educate them that it is not actually a team building issue. It is a culture issue. It is a leadership issue. It is an issue of how you have assembled the team. What am I doing? I'm making the unaware client aware of what their problem is, and I'm taking them all the way up to them being aware. But most importantly, I've done it in such a way that they look at me as the expert. I am educating them and making them aware of what the issue is. And because I am the expert, guess who they're going to pay? Guess who they're going to pay? You. Why? Because you have slowly but surely educated them on, hey, you don't just need to lose weight. Have you thought about a lifestyle change? Have you thought about your mindset? Have you thought about building your confidence again? Have you ever thought that, maybe you just need to hang out a little bit more? Whatever it is, your job as a world-class consultant with audacity is to be able to educate your client before they even ever know, because everybody's trying to go for the one who's already up there. That is saturated. Get this. I'll give you a great example. I've got a client, okay? And this client does stop smoking, okay? That's his niche. And he was looking for stop smoking clients, and everywhere in the world, there are people who tell you, I'll help you to stop smoking in 7 minutes. I'll do my hypnosis for you on Zoom in 7 minutes. That's a hard place to compare. So he comes and I teach him this thing and he says, oh. Then I said to him, go and look for leaders who know that smoking is a real problem. They want to get rid of it, but they're not yet aware of how everything else around them could be affecting them. And then teach them how getting rid of smoking will improve this, that, and the other, will make them fitter, will help them to see their grandchildren, will And the moment he did that, he got away from the competition and started to attract real top high-end leaders who don't have the time, who are willing to pay the price, most importantly, who are not aware that they could do certain things that could take them off cigarettes like that. But guess what? On top of that cigarette thing, they had a lack of discipline. And what did he do? Train them on that. Now, this guy who will help you to get rid of smoking in 7 minutes, he's charging you $200. This client of mine is charging $2,000 for his sessions, and you do 3 of them. Why? He has educated these unaware clients. I want you to start thinking about, where are you struggling in your marketing? Where are you trying to fight for everyone where everybody is, i.e. the red arrow there, instead of going down and saying, okay, let me look for the symptoms. Let me look for what people are actually talking about, the real world stuff. And then from there, I can take people on a journey, and I focus only on people who are not yet very much aware, and I educate them and get them to the aware stage. But because I have done it, I am the expert. If you get it, give me a thumbs up and tell me, coach, that is wisdom right there. Because guess what? When you go for the symptom and you go for, I want to lose weight, and you're teaching them that, hey, you could not just want to lose weight, but build your confidence. How is that? Oh man, that would be so beautiful. Oh, amazing. I've got this thing that, I did a 2-hour video that can help you on that. They go through it, and then they realize there's a domino effect. And the moment they get to that place where they see you as the expert, then word of mouth kicks in, because they see them getting results. Then they're like, oh my God, how did you do it? How did you lose all that weight, Edgar? And then they say, oh man, I've been talking to this guy. And before you know it, bam, 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 you've got a list of a lot of guys who did not know that there was much more to you helping them via not just telling them you want to lose weight, but you can build other things along the way. That is called the symptom hunting based niche. That is where you are not in the red ocean, but you're in the blue ocean. Some mistakes that happen when you're picking a niche. Number one, thinking you're married to your niche for the rest of your life, or never deciding and staying in that niche. Listen, you're not married to your niche. If you do your 40 calls and it comes out that it's not for you, change your niche. Niche doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Okay, just change it. Okay, and go to the next one. Picking multiple niches. There is no one. Look, everyone who you see doing several things, they started with one thing, one niche, one price, one offer, one marketing strategy first. When they mastered that and they had the principles in place, then they started to work, to step out. It really sometimes gets me where I have it in the course, I tell everybody in the course, and then somebody's going to come 4 weeks down the road and say, coach, you know what? I want to start this, but I also want to do this course. But then I also want to do this. I say, hey, have you made $50,000 yet? No. Okay, let's first stick to one thing. Why? You got to get that momentum going for you first, guys. Okay, I was a victim of that. I was so broke as a public speaker. You have no idea why. Because I was trying everything. Public speaking, niche. I was projects, talking to kids, talking to married women, talking to. Thinking you're not qualified enough to pick a niche and to be an expert in it. The expert status takes time. It is not an overnight thing. All you got to do is ask yourself, can I help this person? Yes. Can I come up with 4 steps to help them? Yes. Come up with those. You do not need new certification. You do not need any. Okay, I'm going to certify you now. Right now, you are certified as a coach, consultant, speaker who can help people. Why? You've had 18 years of doing something. You've had 3 years of doing something. Maybe you have survived a road accident. Maybe you got off porn and you know how to help people to get off porn. Maybe you used to be addicted to alcohol. Now you don't. You don't need a new certificate. You just need to say, okay, I'm going to work my way up to expert position, but right now I've got this process that can help somebody. Okay, picking what everyone else is doing and not making your own decision based on what you know about the specific problem and what you know about the market. Okay, do your own thing. I'll tell you, my product right now is about a hybrid of doing what other people are doing. I do not just listen to my mentors and all these guys. I look at what they're doing. Okay, I look at it and I realize these guys, first of all, they work together so well. Okay, you always see, all these gurus, they're working together, they're launching together, they're making offers together, and there's a certain cream de la cream of these guys who have mastered that thing. And then when you study them, they do the same thing over and over again. They have clarity who their client is. They've got an amazing offer. They build great, amazing offers. They know how to launch. I have figured that out. And then, of course, they build systems at the end of it. Those 4 things is what I teach on Thursdays. And the reason I teach them is because after looking at all these guys and what they do, I realize, it's not just go and get a set and no, I don't just do what they say. I study and see what are they doing differently. Then I go and test it, right? It's the same thing with you. Don't just do what you see other people doing. You copy this, you copy. No. Take a step back and ask yourself, what can I do? What do I see? What really works? Go to the market, test it out. Bam. You'll find your sweet spot and you're good to go. Nobody has got a comprehensive program like I do, because not only have I been a consultant at the highest level, not only have I trained, but I have paid so much money in trainings and what that I have kind of figured out, this is what these guys do. How did they get me in the room? Why did they get me in the room? Why did I buy this? Why did they... Let's go. Being too afraid to be you instead of just trying to fit into the room. One of the greatest things you're ever going to be and do for yourself is be you. 2 things happen when you become yourself. Number 1, you attract people who really want you, who really believe in you. Okay. And you repel those who don't. Listen, I am not, I used to be very, very afraid of past public opinion. What will people say? Supposing so-and-so hates me. Guess what? Right now, I really don't care what other people's opinions are of me. What I care about is the opinions of my clients. That's number 1. Number 2, opinions are cheap. That's why everybody has got one. All right. Number 3, people will talk either way. Okay. Number 4, nobody kicks a dead dog. A hunting dog doesn't have time to stop and scratch. You don't have time whilst you're in your mission to stop and start worrying about what other people are saying. No, just be yourself and you will then attract the right people. Okay, how many of you are seeing what Kanye is doing in town right now? Okay, he has got supporters like crazy because he's being himself. Now, is he repelling a lot of guys? Of course he is. Now, I have nothing to say where I stand, which side or which side. But guess what? He's polarizing because he is trying to be himself. And in that, he attracts the right people to him. Entering a niche and helping clients to solve the same problems with the same things as everyone else is. You are left with fighting on price, convenience, etc. You cannot compete on price. I have made that point. I won't say it again. So again, the formula, you got to get niche. You got to, that is who you are. You got to get a great offer, i.e. a price and producing results much quicker, much faster. And that result means money. Now, every Wednesday, yours truly, I'm here to share with you what has worked for me and the team, what continues to work, what I'm learning, where I have messed up. By the way, I have messed up so bad, you have no idea. I have screwed up my life so badly. Sometimes I am proud of all my screw ups because guess what? It is through those that I have learned a lot and I've grown a lot. And I'm at that stage in my life where there's very little that bothers me. But also I call it wisdom. Every time that you mess up and you make mistakes, that's wisdom. Okay. So I am very blessed to be very wise because of all the things that I've messed up. And I come here to share those with you because I have also been able to have a company, consulting company for the last 14 years. Guess what? When I started it, a very, very close auntie of mine told me, don't bother. Okay, do not bring shame to the clan because nobody has ever started this kind of thing and succeeded. Guess what? 14 years later, I'm still rocking and rolling, and we together are creating something amazing. Let's go to the leads. Now, this is only for the chosen one. The reason I say that is 2 things. Number 1, 90% of the guys who listen to this stuff never take action. That is why there's a very small number of people at the top who are actually making this happen because they grind, they do what they have to do. Okay, number 2 is because you have seen this stuff. It is in your face, but for some reason you haven't executed. Let us see what happens here. There's 2 kinds of leads that I want to talk to you about. I'm not going to talk about advertising. I'm not going to talk about organic, nothing. I want to go to another level of thinking about leads and building a business. The 2 ways that you are going to build a long-term business is by doing launches and by doing influencer marketing and engagement. That is the new way of doing business. Even if I stop here and you just take this and you go and implement, boom, you're good to go. Let us go a little bit deeper. Every year, you must have at least 3 launches. That's right, 3 launches. Okay, beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. You go and study any of the big boys from a Russell Brunson to a Grant Cardone to a Tony Robbins to a Lisa Nichols. All those guys are launching 24/7. And if you look at the pattern, they do a launch at least 3 or 4 times a year. What does a launch do? It creates a situation where you open up a pipeline. A pipeline that serves you for the entire year. What is a launch? A launch is where you shoot 3 videos. That's right, 3 videos, and you make so much noise about them organically and share with everybody. And those 3 videos take people through the process of owning your product, the result they get, and most importantly, the experience of working with you. Okay, that is number one. The number two formula is having what we call a video sales letter that is evergreen and is campaigned. That's the word, campaign. Campaign means you talk about it. You are vehemently marketing it via influencers. You have one influencer talk about your stuff. He's got 10,000, she's got 20,000, she's got 30,000 people. And out of those 30,000, only 30 buy your product. How much is your product? $2,000. 2,000 times 30. You get it? Let's go. 3 videos in the campaign, okay? Video number 1, the opportunity. You get on, you talk for 12 to 20 minutes, and you tell people about the opportunity you have for them. Hey, I've got my new course that is going to help you to do this. And the opportunity for you is that you could change your life by taking this new course on nutrition, by taking my new course on coaching for women leaders, by taking my new course on getting off pornography, by taking my new course on building a better team, whatever it is, the opportunity. You don't give so much, it's just the opportunity that they have. Video number 2 that will come after 3 or 4 days is about the transformation with your product. What does that mean? After you've told them the opportunity, the next video is about transformation. Then you teach them here, you give them some real value. You also give them some stuff they can start to do right now that can begin that transformation, okay? And they can begin to see themselves transform. They're like, whoa. So you mean I could be stronger? I could lose all this weight? I could make a lot more money. I could have a real business. Yes, damn straight you can. Now that transformation sticks in the mind. Now, not only do they see the opportunity, they see the transformation. Then you drop video number 3, the ownership, how it will feel like, what they will see, what they will hear. This is where they say, sell the destination. Give them that feeling of what it means like to own your product. For example, world-class consultants with Audacity, when you do become that kind of person, not only do you have the ability to change other people's lives and have a positive impact, you make money, but most importantly, you have the freedom to do what you want when you want. You have the freedom to travel the world. You have the freedom to work from wherever you want to work from. Okay, I've got a friend. She's called Coach Susanna. Coach Susanna is working from everywhere that she wants. And guess what? She does not stop telling me that, oh man, coach, you know, when you told me that it's about freedom, I didn't know. But guess what? Today I am in Cape Town. Next day, oh, I am in Bali. Next day, oh, guess what? I was traveling via Dubai. Why? Sell them the vision of where they could be, because when they can see themselves there, you know, this is an analogy. If you tell people about the plane travel, go line up, get a ticket, get your luggage, sort of you know, go, you know, line up with sweaty people, they check you, they embarrass, whatever, you know, they might say, oh, I'm not sure I want to do that hard work. But if you share the destination, the experience, the ownership, being on the beach, and they can see themselves there, it becomes much easier for them to want to buy. Now, guess what? All these videos, for them to watch, they got to give you their email, they got to give you the telephone number, they got to give you a way to contact them. What have you done, ladies and gentlemen? Number 1, you have got a person who you are going to be able to market for as long as it takes. Number 2, you have built an asset. That asset you can sell to all the time. There's a gentleman called Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy said one of the most important things is your heart, your tribe. Building a great tribe is like having a chest of money there waiting. A launch helps you to do that. You build a list and you make some sales, because the fourth video is about sales. Okay, the 4th video, you say, hey, I told you the opportunity. I told you the transformation. You know exactly what you're going to get from this. Guess what? I have an offer for you. There we go again. Okay, you can't make an offer if you don't have a niche. Then you say, I've got an offer for you. My product is usually $5,000, but guess what? It's only going for $2,000 if you buy today. And then you get into a sales process. You open the cart, you close the cart. You do this 3 or 4 times a year. Now, yours truly sometimes has fallen down. I must put my hands up. Sometimes you get distracted. But this is one of the best ways to not just build a list, but also going forward. Supposing I ask you, Zuckerberg turns around and closes this thing and says, you know what, I'm done. And your business is based online. Then what? Okay, recently I was kicked out of, not kicked out, I was suspended from LinkedIn. And I was bummed out. I was like, damn, And I keep telling my guys, the best thing we can ever do is build an email list, because you will always get to people, as well as a telephone number. How many of you are on people's telephone list and you keep getting all these texts reminding you from marketers and stuff like that? Why? Because all these guys can do, Facebook is going to go and something else will be here next year or 10 years or whatever. But as long as you have an email and telephone number, you still have the heart to be able to advertise too. My time is coming up. So that is the launch. Okay, you do that 3 times, and those videos are structured in such a way that they take people on an emotional journey for them to be able to want to be part of it. Okay, the next one, as part of this whole campaign, is what we call the VSL campaign evergreen for 4 weeks. What does that mean? This means that you go and find 30. That's right, 30 influencers. What do I mean by influencers? People who have got your niche, people who have got your prospective clients, but they're not giving them the service. They're not selling them what you have, okay? People who you know that this person has got a list, and that list or those followers could be my potential clients. For example, okay, let us say you're a leadership trainer, okay? And you know this influencer who has all these women that go to her for work-life balance or whatever, okay? Now, you have a leadership course that you know that this woman who has got 50,000 followers, at least 10,000 of those could actually benefit from your what? Your course. So you go to them and you tell them, hey, I want to make you some money. Pardon? You say, yes, I want to make you some money. What do you mean? I have got this course that could complement your growth, and it will add so much value. And what I'm suggesting is I run a campaign, you endorse that campaign, you talk about it, and that's all. You don't have to do anything else. You just have to mention it 1 or twice, send out some emails, and then the rest of the back end, we're going to work on it, because the entire system of sending emails, you handle it. That's why we talk about business systems. By the way, tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the business system. So you better show up in tomorrow's session live right here again. Now, this is where you can make a lot of money in the shortest possible time. You imagine you get 2 influencers. And those 2 influencers have, let us say, 50,000 people each. And out of those 50,000, even if it is 100 of them, 100 there and 100 here, those are 200 people. Each one is paying you $1,000 for your product. I am on the case, by the way, big time. Big time. Okay, why? Because that is the new way to go. There's so many of these guys who have got all these people, but they have no product. And you have got a product. You're an amazing coach. You could partner with these people. Now, of course, there's a process to do that. We don't have time here to do that. But guess what? This is what I want you to get. 2 things. This lesson is about who you want to partner with and what they are going to want. You need to figure these things out, because this will help you to identify and build relationships with the right people. Now, what you want to look for, number 1, market to message match. Okay, don't go, you have a leadership course and then you're talking to plumbers. Okay, no, don't look for a plumber guy to sell your leadership course. No, there must be, is their business aligned with your business or what you're selling? Number 2, you want people with a list power, at least minimum 15 to 20,000 people. All right. Why? Because you want people with a responsive, warm, engaged list, because if it is engaged, when they say something, they are going to be able to what? To get people onto it, and they make money, you make money. Next, you want someone who is long-term. You want to build a relationship, okay? Long-term is super good. Now, if you go and somebody just got their list from dancing half naked on TikTok, and you are going in to sell leadership courses, it's not going to work, okay? It can't be long-term. So you have to pick the right person. Most importantly, you must build a long-term relationship so that you can continuously make them money along the way. And in doing that, they can consistently endorse you and talk about you. Okay, if you look at all the big guys, all the gurus, that is what they do. They get influencers, they get partnerships, and they do joint ventures. Okay, and then you want to find partners who are actually willing to promote you for your offer, and it's a fit for them. Okay, if it is not, then it's going to be hard. Now, what will they be looking for? Guess what? They want to know that they're going to get paid. So you have to have integrity to say, I am going to pay you. I have the system. It is in the back. It picks up a number from you and it goes straight into Stripe. We can identify. We'll share with you our Stripe account, and everyone who came from that account, from your link, will be, you'll be compensated. Okay. Number two, they're going to be interested in the metrics, the conversion rate, the potential revenue per opt-in, whatever, you've got to be able to tell them, hey, you know what, this is what I usually do. This is how many people usually buy, whatever. Okay. They want to know you have a great product and that you stand behind it with a guarantee. That is why I say to you guys, make the MVO your number one thing. Every day, ask yourself, can I make my product even better? Okay. You need to be able to give a guarantee to say, you know what, my product, I stand by it and it will change people's lives. And then, of course, they might be looking for reciprocity. If you promote me, I promote you. They want your offer to be a fit for their list, the majority of their list for that matter. And then, of course, they want to know the overall experience will be a great one, that their list will get tremendous value from your content. That is why you need to step up in how much you serve. And most importantly, if you come from your heart, and it's not about you, it's about making somebody's life better. If you come from your heart and you really genuinely care about the world, then it is inevitable people will be able to get it. Now, there you go. The long term, and that right there could be what takes you out of your struggle right now. Okay. The power of the list becomes your asset, because even if you don't make sales on the first launch, guess what? You've got people's emails. You could triple how many emails you have by one launch. And if you do it right and you get people in and you indoctrinate them and they get to know you and they get to love you and they build trust, next time you make an offer, boom, they're buying. And then you make another offer, they're buying. And if you have what we call a product grid, where they take the first offer, and then you sell them into the next one and into the next one, then you have an asset long term. Now, this is a deal. Our time is up. Go and implement. Okay. And if you need any help, just give me a holler. That's all it takes. If you don't, I will send you somebody who will come and obliterate you, because I'll be judging you as somebody who's lazy, who didn't do what they needed to do. And for that matter, you and I will not be on the same table of influencers next time. Hey, it's always an honor. It's always a pleasure. Whatever you do today, I want you to know that, yes, I believe in you. Yes, I know together we can make this world a better place. And if we come from the position of service and we get our niche sorted out, and we implement our launches and influencer marketing, we will be able to make a difference. I love you. And until next time,